What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually going to be unboxing Asus's Republic of Gamers Maximus 9 Formula motherboard. Now this is the top of the line motherboard from Asus, and we're actually going to be putting this in my ultimate Kaby Lake custom loop PC. Now as you can see right here, I actually have the i7 7700K Kaby Lake CPU, which is going to be put together with this and a few other components in my Tower 900, and the build log for that will be in the next few weeks. Enough about that. We're going to look at the motherboard. We're going to look outside the box, inside the box, and then the motherboard itself. So right down here it says the Z270 chipset. We also have it supported with the new Kaby Lake CPUs. It's got NVIDIA SLI technology. It's got AMD Crossfire technology, and Asus's Aura Sync, which is their RGB functions. They have also collabed with EK water blocks, which to cool the VRM areas, which I will show you in a moment in time. But that's enough for the front. Now on the top it has a very cool little inscription. It says the choice of champions right there. And on this side of the box, it's got the Maximus 9 Formula with the Republic of Gamers logo. And same with the front. I can't show you the other side because it actually has a lot of serial numbers and stuff on. But what I can show you is the back of the box itself. Now there's a lot of information on the back here, but most importantly, these little areas down here, which I'll show you. This is the cooling for the VRMs. I'm trying to keep the glare away from the camera as much as possible, but these are actually quite shiny, these pictures. We have the cooling for the VRMs. We have the pre-installed I/O shield, which is quite a neat little feature. We also have the dual band Wi-Fi, and we also have the new 1220 audio codec. What else do we have? Well, we see the motherboard itself, the picture of the motherboard, and the RGB functions and the areas that light up. So you have the Q LED area for the motherboard. We also have the I/O shield area. We have just underneath the CPU socket, we have the two PCIe Express slots, and we also have the chipset area that is got RGB options on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the box, take the motherboard out, quickly look at the motherboard, take the motherboard out, and then what's actually in the box, because this is actually a huge box just to house a motherboard in. So what's actually in it? Well, let's open it and find out. So here you can see the motherboard in all of its glory. I have taken the shield off, the plastic shield, just so you can see the motherboard. Now right here it says welcome to the Republic with the Republic of Gamers logo. You've had enough look at the motherboard, or have you? We'll come back to that. So what's in the box? Well, right here we get a quick start installation guide. Don't really need that. We also have a drinks coaster. I don't know why they supply these. It has a drinks coaster. It does have a QR code if you would like to scan that. I don't actually know what's on it, but I'll have a look in the meantime. So there's a drinks coaster with the Republic of Gamers logo. Kind of cool. I don't know. What else do we have? We also have the safety information booklet. Don't need that. We have some cable stickers. So if you want to like to label your cables, there are some stickers for that, which is kind of cool. We also have right here, these are the motherboard drivers, CD-ROM. I really suggest you don't use this unless you really have to, unless you're not connected to the internet. For the simple reason is these don't actually have the latest drivers on. So you would literally, what you would do is you would install this, and then you would go on the internet, and then you would update the drivers. It's just a lot simpler straight away. As soon as the board is in, connect to the internet and download the new drivers. A lot of people also don't have CD, DVD drives anymore. I don't, so I will not be using this. But it's nice to have anyways. So we also get a warranty card. Now this is super important. Fill this in. You really need to fill this in. For the simple fact is you get a 32-month warranty, actually 36-month warranty for this motherboard. So I'd suggest definitely filling it in. You never know, you might actually need this. So you also get a huge user guide in many different languages. It also tells you all about the Q codes for the motherboard code, just in case there's an error with the motherboard. There is a code reader in here. So what's underneath this? Well, a lot more goodies. So straight away I actually took this out of the package because I didn't know what this was. This is actually an RGB extender. Just in case you actually have RGB strips, you can actually extend them with this. You have 2, you have 4, you have 6, you have 6 SATA cables. That's kind of standard with motherboards now. You get 6 SATA cables, but it's really nice to have. So there you go. We have a cool CPU installation tool, but for some reason I don't get why they actually put these in the boxes anymore. For the simple fact is the motherboard actually comes with a CPU installation tool, but I guess you get a spare one. So we actually get, I don't know what this is for, I haven't read the guide yet, but it seems to be a little standoff screw. So I will read the instruction manual soon. We also get a cool Sli bridge. Now this is actually a solid bridge, it isn't a little ribbon bridge at all. Cool Sli bridge with the Republic of Gamers logo on, and I'm actually glad. It's kind of funny how they didn't actually supply a AMD Crossfire bridge in. I don't know why. They used to always supply that. I guess obviously they come with the motherboard as well, but you only get ribbon ones. So that's that. You also get the Wi-Fi antenna, which is kind of cool. It just swivels like that, and there's your Wi-Fi antenna. Kind of cool. I like how it's just black, so it's not going to be showing off everywhere. You also get a little cable tidier for your like hard drive LED indicators, your power and reset buttons. It's just something very simple just to tidy it up so there's not cables everywhere. That is just an empty package. I don't know what this is for. I've been looking to see what it's for. I think it is to it's a GPU bracket, so you screw it to the case or you screw it to the GPU and it just holds the actual GPU up. I don't actually know. I have no idea what it's for. I've read the booklet as well and I can't find what it says it is. Please put in the comment section below what actually is this itself. Now this is very, very cool. We actually get 20% off Cable Mod cables. I'm trying to keep the glare away. But you get 20% off Cable Mod cables. I can't show you the back because it actually has the code for it. But that's kind of cool. But I have already got braided cables. And I really don't know why they put stickers in. I feel you've kind of made a premium board then feel cheap by adding some stickers to like in the box. They're all crinkled anyway, so I'm not really going to use them. I can see people like sticking them to the cases, but if you're buying a board like this, which is quite a premium board, I don't see why you would actually want to put stickers anywhere near your setup, really. So there's that. Back of it, it's just kind of, it's quite flimsy stickers. So really don't know why they put that in. But that is everything in the box that's been taken out. I'm actually going to skip forward and look at the motherboard now, so I'll be back in a second. So here's the motherboard out of the box itself. So we're going to look in the main features of the board. I'm not going to go into grave detail. We're going to start at the top, go to the bottom, and then look at the I/O shield. So right away we see this L-shaped area for the cooling of the VRMs. Now you basically need to have an extra 2 compression fittings if you would like to use this. They are 1/4" threaded standard, so there's that. There's an 8-pin PC CPU power header right there. So there's your 8-pin, and then we go all the way to a pump header right here next to the Q code area for your motherboard codes. So if there's any error codes, look them up in the user manual. There's obviously the 24-pin. Then there is a really handy USB 3.1 header. And then we get some SATA cable areas. We also then come all the way down to more fan headers. There's a total of 12 fan headers on this board itself. There's one M.2 slot right here. There's also an M.2 slot under here, and you can actually see that also by taking off this screw where the BIOS button, the BIOS battery also is there. We also have the memory OK button and the safe boot button. We also have some more fan headers, and we also have the power and hard drive LED indicator switches and reset switch headers right there. We come up to where the RGB areas are. So there's an RGB area just above the actual chipset. There is one on one PCIe lane slot. There is another on the other slot. There is also one that says Republic of Gamers just underneath the CPU socket. And there's one kind of hidden one, which is right here on basically the I/O VRM area. So that's the main features that are on the board itself. There is obviously pump headers seen around the board. I think there's a total of 4 pump headers and the rest are fan headers. So here we go. Here is the actual back of the board. So we have all of the thermal armor. Now this thermal armor is really just to keep the board really nice. Unlike the ZUF Mark 1, the Tough Mark 1, basically that actually has passive air cooling through it. This does not. Now that's the rest of the board. So right as we see here is the IO shield. So we actually have a clear CMOS button. We also have a reset button for the BIOS itself. We have the dual band Wi-Fi, a HDMI cable, HDMI slot, a DisplayPort slot, 4 USB 2.0 slots, a 4 USB 3.0 slots. We also have a Ethernet slot. We also have 1 USB Type A and 1 USB Type C. I actually love the USB Type C slot, so I'm glad they added that. We also have the rest of the audio headers, so we obviously also have an optical cable area. So there is that. That is basically the motherboard in as much detail as I really would like to give. You can actually basically just look in the user manual and it tells you absolutely everything about the board, but I don't want to go into so much detail that you're going to get bored. So that's me unboxing the new Maximus 9 Formula. This will actually be going in my KB Lake custom loop PC, which the build will actually be starting in the next few weeks. And I will also do a overall overlook on what custom loop parts that I have, and I'll be unboxing them in the next few weeks. So I'm Alan from the channel WrathOX, and I will see you guys later. Peace.